It was a chilly October evening when a group of friends gathered at the doorstep of Lakewood Lanes, a seemingly ordinary bowling alley nestled in the heart of a sleepy town. The invitation had been extended by Mark, an adventurous soul known for his love of the paranormal and the macabre. He claimed to have stumbled upon a collection of true horror stories surrounding the very lanes they were about to tread upon. Among the group were Sarah, the skeptic who always rolled her eyes at such tales, Jack, the thrill seeker eager for any adrenaline rush, and Emily, the curious soul who couldn't resist a good mystery. As they stepped inside, the familiar scent of stale popcorn and disinfectant greeted them, but there was an underlying chill in the air that made their skin prickle. Mark led the group to Lane 13, the one said to be cursed by a disgruntled spirit seeking vengeance. Legend had it that decades ago, a bowler named Jacob met his untimely demise on that very lane. His spirit was said to roam the alley, wreaking havoc on unsuspecting patrons. As they began their game, strange occurrences unfolded. Pins seemed to rearrange themselves between frames, and eerie whispers echoed through the dimly lit lanes. Sarah scoffed at the notion of a curse, dismissing it as mere superstition. But as the night wore on, even she couldn't deny the unsettling atmosphere hung heavy around Lane 13. In the midst of their game, a shadowy figure appeared at the end of Lane 13. It was translucent, its form flickering like a dying candle flame. The friends watched in stunned silence as the figure picked up a ball and rolled it down the lane with impossible precision. The pins fell one by one as if guided by an invisible force. Jack, ever the daredevil, approached the apparition with a mixture of fear and excitement, but as he drew near, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving behind only an icy chill that sent shivers down his spine. As the night wore on, the group ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of Lakewood Lanes. Each shadow seemed to conceal a lurking presence, and every creak of the floorboards set their hearts racing. In one secluded corner, they stumbled upon an old storage room filled with forgotten bowling equipment, but among the dusty balls and worn-out shoes, something else caught their eye. A tattered journal nestled beneath a pile of discarded scorecards. Curiosity piqued. Emily picked up the journal and began to leaf through its pages. The entries told of strange occurrences that plagued the alley for years, bowlers disappearing without a trace, unexplained power outages, and sightings of shadowy figures lurking in the darkness. As Emily read on, a sense of dread washed over her. It was as if the very words on the page were whispering warnings of the horrors that lurked within the walls of Lakewood Lanes. But before she could share her findings with the others, a deafening crash echoed through the room. They turned to see Sarah, pale as a ghost, standing amidst a pile of fallen bowling pins. But it wasn't her who had knocked them over. A dark, shapeless figure loomed behind her, its eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. With a blood-curdling scream, Sarah stumbled backward, narrowly avoiding the specter's grasp. The friends fled the room, their hearts pounding in their chests as they raced to escape the clutches of whatever malevolent force haunted the alley. As they reached the entrance, a sudden gust of wind slammed the doors shut, trapping them inside. Panic surged through their veins as they realized they were at the mercy of the vengeful spirits that lurked within Lakewood Lanes. With nowhere left to run, they made their stand at the center of the bowling alley, their backs pressed against the cold, unforgiving walls. Shadows danced around them, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes that seemed to hunger for their souls. But in the midst of the chaos, Emily remembered the journal she had found, the key to unlocking the secrets of the alley's dark past. With trembling hands, she flipped through its pages, searching for any clue that could help them break the curse that bound them. And then, as if by divine intervention, she found it, a ritual for banishing spirits written in the faded ink of a bygone era. With little time to spare, the friends joined hands and recited the incantation, their voices trembling with fear but filled with a newfound resolve. As the final words of the incantation echoed through the alley, a blinding light filled the room, driving back the darkness that had consumed it for so long. The spirits shrieked in it, and as they were banished from the mortal realm, their malevolent presence fading into nothingness. With the curse broken, the friends emerged from Lakewood Lanes battered but victorious. The sun rose on a new day, casting its warm rays upon the once dreaded bowling alley, and as they looked back at the now peaceful lanes, they knew that they had faced true terror and emerged stronger for it. But as they walked away, a faint whisper lingered in the air, a reminder of the horrors they had witnessed and the bonds that had been forged in the fires of adversity. And though they knew they would never forget the nightmare that had unfolded within those walls, they also knew that they would always carry with them the strength and courage it had inspired. For in the end, it was not the darkness that defined them, but the light that shone through even the deepest shadows. And as they left Lakewood Lanes behind, they knew that they were ready to face whatever horrors the world had yet to throw their way.